I'm starting to think that AOC is developing a crush on Elon Musk.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed.
Yeah, I definitely trust a former waitress over a billionaire autist. Said nobody, as Elon Musk is facing a lot of pushback, not just from AOC, but from Bill Gates and a lot of shadowy, secretive agents that are really pissed off that their teeth from the government is now finally being snapped out of their dirty, filthy little mouths, as we are truly dealing with an unprecedented amount of transparency and accountability that we have never, ever had within the United States government. And there's a lot of people, including Barack Obama's mother, that are up in arms and pissed off here as the connections go deep down the rabbit hole to some really sinister, awful human beings. And AOC now being a cheerleader for the deep state, for the bureaucracy, for spending your money to be weaponized against political causes that certain powerful billionaires disagree with, really is kind of ironic here, as she represents someone that is allegedly for the people, but she's speaking out against waste being gotten rid of. She's speaking out against your money being taken from you and given to billionaires like Bill Gates, as what Elon Musk is doing is absolutely incredible. And that's why AOC is really pissed off, as she is the establishment darling here, of course, going in to try to rescue the failing state.
Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise that Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also just least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of. But the point is that what that means is that they're going to hit a button inevitably. They are going to hit a button and things can go sideways.
Yeah, they're definitely hitting all the right buttons right now as we see what has been going through USAID. There's a little, secret within Washington, D.C. that's, called money laundering that a lot of the politicians and their family members and the special interests that they're controlled by all benefit from. This is why, as John Rocker even pointed out, Chuck Schumer has a salary of $200,000. His net worth is over $80 million. It doesn't make a lot of sense until you start looking at a lot of our money being siphoned away from the American taxpayer and just being wilted and wasted away on the most idiotic, senseless, most dumbest policies ever. We're promoting pot building in Morocco. Why are we doing that? And there's, of course, a lot of statists that are coming out and specifically trying to fight for your money to be given to other countries, like Congressman Eugene Vidman, that just came out and was denied entry to USAID headquarters because he tried to storm the offices there. Oh, the Democrats are now trying to storm political offices there. How very rich, how very kind of ironic here, as finally, we're getting the receipts. A lot of the American people are seeing the receipts and saying, hell with this. This is insane. And one of the people that's up in arms is one of those people that's getting some of his funding cut, as of course, that is Bill Gates, who had a lot of his inner people work at the agency, who have given this billionaire a lot of his pet projects, a lot of his money, as this is the same man that, of course, promised to give away his money to charity, literally just figure out a new tax scheme for himself and enriched himself to billions of fortunes that the average person isn't privy to, because he doesn't have that grip of control over government policy like Bill Gates had for the last few years and decades. This is Bill Gates on The View right now. He's a little upset. Rightfully so. Good.
Mr. Gates, you also called Elon Musk's political influence abroad, quote, insane, along with another word we can't repeat here.
Yeah. Insane. No. You're just pissed off because your influence went down because you supported Kamala Harris. His influence is going up. And he's actively influencing policies, but he's being transparent about it. Because what he's doing is what you've been doing for a very long time in the shadows, without any kind of public declaration, without any kind of tweets about it, without any kind of larger public scrutiny, because Elon Musk is doing it publicly. You were doing it privately because you were doing some really sinister, awful, horrible projects that the American people are now finding out were absolutely ruthless and evil. Yeah, that's why you're pissed off. That's why you're calling it insane, because you're no longer the welfare queen of the state.
But what's your take on his political access and influence here in America right now?
Well, Elon, his private sector work, has been very innovative, really fantastic. A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is. So I'm a little worried, particularly with this USAID stuff. Mm-hmm. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out. And, there's incredible people. They're not actually worms that work there.
They're just sociopathic people with moobs that rely on government welfare. The ultimate welfare queens that want to take your money and finance their larger kind of pet projects while believing that they want to, of course, decrease the population of the world significantly. As Bill Gates made that comment himself, saying, yeah, we do what we want to do, and there'll be less people in this world. That'll be a great thing. That's not a great thing. That, of course, is an extremist kind of point of view that really doesn't align with a lot of people who, of course, want to live and prosper and have humanity propel. And that's exactly the larger mission that we have at LukeUnfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you doing? If you've been watching me for 21 years, as I've been doing this for 21 years, this is the time. We need your help more than ever. We have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of projects I wanted to do. I need to hire an editor. I literally have the most amazing vlogs that you could possibly imagine, just waiting, sitting to be released. I don't have the time because I'm doing these videos nonstop. Help me get a new video editor. If we get a few people to subscribe right now, I think we need to officially do a tally. We're going to do a campaign soon where we're going to say this many people sign up. We're going to get an editor. We're going to get this many new videos out there for you. We just released 3 members-only videos. Really fascinating, really great stuff. One, Roger Stone for 40 minutes. 40 minutes, me and Roger Stone are hanging out talking about fashion. He's giving me a makeover. You got to watch that video. I did another one describing my drama with a live streaming company. I did another one about what to expect in 2025, the snake year. All those videos available only exclusively on LukeUnfiltered.com. So sign up right now. It's easy, it's quick, it's simple, and it just really just means the world to us. It really does. You have no idea how important this work is. Now, let's continue on from the statements from this welfare moob queen.
Hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you could have literally millions of deaths. So, with aid, people think, wow, how much do we give to these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5%, and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%.
Wow. Yeah, and still saving lives.
Yeah, 1%'s too many there, buddy. As let me just translate what he said to you guys. Give me money or people die everywhere. That's essentially what he kind of said. Give me money. I want my paycheck. I want your money to finance my larger pet projects that include blocking out the sun and creating genetically modified mosquitoes. Give me money or you're all going to die. That's essentially what he said here. And when he said he partnered with USAID, he did. So did Obama's mother, by the way. That was the consultant on international development for USAID from 1979 to 1980. And you look at a lot of the kind of larger partnerships with the World Bank, with specifically the Clinton Global Initiative, with specifically the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation. These are all larger foundations, the World Health Organization, UNICEF. Again, these are all Ford Foundation. These are all foundations rooted in promoting some of the wokest, most liberal, destructive social policies on the face of this earth that have wreaked havoc on humanity. Yes, cut them off immediately, as of course they're also all interconnected with the intel agencies, as this was the way that the CIA was able to launch a lot of their little pet projects, but also money launder and buy off a lot of the politicians to do their dirty work for them. I'm looking at you, Bill Kristol, and a lot of other people that were just bought off here. Now, the way that all of this is kind of being done in front of our eyes is pretty incredible, as Elon Musk just says that the incriminating books that people took down at the USAID office was probably the Communist Manifesto. And when you look at the organizations that they were working with closely, that does align and make sense here. Here's the clip of ABC News airing very unhappy USAID employees that are kind of scrambling when it comes to dealing with this now, finally, a larger accountability that they have never had ever before.
But Elon Musk's influence is sweeping throughout the administration. It was late last week that the Doge team showed up at USAID offices in Washington and demanded access. USAID employee Christina Dry described the scene.
They, of course, tried to deny the access first. There was people there physically trying to say, no, don't look at what we're doing. You got something to hide there, but clearly they did.
In the building, we took down our pride flags, I took out any books I felt would be incriminating. No one was talking. We heard they started taking transcripts automatically of all of our Google Meets. They unplugged the news in the little kitchen galleys.
The horror. They unplugged the corporate media propaganda from our coffee room. Oh, boo-hoo.
It didn't feel good, and then Saturday, all of the websites went down, and then I lost complete access to my computer.
Oh, no. You lost access to your money laundering and financing of some of the biggest crooks. Again, the disclosures that we're getting. I told you, as soon as they got in there, hey, this is just scratching the surface, especially when it came to the Wuhan laboratory. Now we're finding out more. We're finding out that millions of illegal immigrants were brought into the United States because of funding from USAID. Yes, we're talking about the larger human trafficking that has happened under the Biden administration happened because of the direct support and aid of USAID. There's pictures like this that Miles Cheng that's just brought up here showing, freedom fighters, allegedly, that the United States aided, supported, built, and helped start up in Syria. Radical jihadis. Quote, all under the tent of USAID. Very fitting. Perfect representation of where a lot of your money is going, as there's representatives right now saying that we're supporting freedom fighters. Were we really? No. We were supporting some of the worst, most horrific elements that were destroying people's human rights, especially women's rights, especially everything that the left says that they cheerlead for. They were directly aiding and abetting some of the biggest terrorist organizations on the face of this earth, as Elon Musk has declared, rightfully so. And again, whatever you might think of him, especially after this H-1B visa debacle thing that he doesn't have the best kind of record for, whatever you might think of him, this larger campaign is crucial, is absolutely important, and I'll be honest, he's doing a bang-up job. He's doing a fantastic job. He just declared that your tax dollars should be spent on America, or the government should just tax you less. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. As an independent business owner, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is what we need. We need this more than ever, as this is just the beginning of more beautiful things to come here. And that's why we're seeing AOC. That's why we're seeing Bill Gates. That's why we're seeing the corporate media freak out here, as soon the White House is going to be signing an executive order abolishing the Federal Department of Education. Yes! 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 How much more can we win? I don't know. But to me, this is an incredible first step for this administration that is becoming, I think, one of the most important administrations of our lifetime, if not the history of American politics. We need this more. We need radical change. The old status quo, the old system was rotten. It is corrupted. And now finally, it is getting some full-on accountability, transparency, and the stop to a lot of this lunacy. If you agree, share this video with your friends and family members. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechange.